We now welcome in ESPN special correspondent Angela Rye. Angela, I'm going to start here. How do you feel like women fans of the NFL should view the Watson ruling?
Well, I suspect that there are women on both sides of this issue, but I can tell you there were women fans reacting harshly to a guaranteed $230 million contract received by Deshaun Watson while all of this was still ongoing. And so when you look at the ways in which the NFL has doled out punishments, both around the personal conduct policy and everything else from gambling to domestic abuse, this is different. We have an individual here who was sued by 25 women. One woman dropped her lawsuit after the judge indicated that she would have to be named. 20 of those lawsuits have been settled by Deshaun Watson and were settled in June. 3 more of those this morning. And so I think that there are some questions about what will it take if the most important thing to the NFL are the economics, or if it is how women fans perceive its ability to believe all women, its ability to protect women who have encountered some of their players. And I think, again, the most damning thing here is the fact that he received this historic guaranteed contract in the midst of all of this, and the ways in which the Browns structured his deal, which is to say that in this first year, when they expected a suspension, that Deshaun Watson's base salary would be a mere $1 million, but his bonus would be $45 million. And for each year after that, he would receive a $46 million base salary. It tells you that they're going to find a way around the suspension before it's even doled out. And I think that's something else that the league has to wrestle with in totality, not just the Cleveland Browns, not just Deshaun Watson, not just his legal representation, because there is something very shady about that appearance. And it can be infuriating for those of us who may have encountered someone via sexual misconduct or worse, sexual assault, which we know some of the lawsuits alleged.
Knowing that the NFL now has 3 days if they do want to appeal, do you think that the NFL should appeal this ruling?
I don't know. I think that what we do know is the NFLPA has said that they will not appeal this ruling. From reports, the NFL indicated that they wanted to suspend Deshaun Watson for 12 games and fine him up to $8 million. So if they want women fans to take them seriously, to ensure that we all see when people act in ways that are unbecoming, in violation of the personal conduct policy, that there actually is a suspension and a penalty for that what has been done, that conduct. And right now, it looks like it's kind of a slap on the wrist. It really does.
So are you surprised because there's no fine? People thought there would be a fine. There's nothing else, just those 6 games. Are you surprised at all by this ruling?
I'm very surprised. I think that the challenge from the beginning, and I did do an essay on this earlier this year, is when you have a policy that is put in place by team ownership, and that the final arbiter of that policy is Roger Goodell. To your point, when you introed this segment, you said he would hear the appeal. Well, the NFL would be appealing and he would hear the appeal. Where does that really leave us? That's not an outside party. Of course, they had Sue Robinson acting as disciplinary officer here. Will they take her ruling? Will he come back and say, I had a conversation with Deshaun Watson and I think he gets it now, so I'm actually going to lessen this suspension, which is what he did with Ben Roethlisberger. So all of that is up to Roger Goodell. The personal conduct policy is currently not collectively bargained. That leaves him with a lot of discretion.
Well, we'll see what happens in the next 3 days. Angela Rye, thank you so much for joining us here on First Take.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.